former Patriots tight end Aaron Hernandez has been indicted for the double murder of Daniel Abreu and Safiro Furtado, which occurred in Boston's South End in July of 2012. Let's bring in Sports Illustrated legal analyst Michael McCann on the phone. Michael, what does this mean for Aaron Hernandez?
Well, Maggie, it's devastating news for Aaron Hernandez because now, as a starting point, prosecutors have two opportunities to convict him of murder. There would be the possibility of two separate trials, one for Odin Lloyd and one for these other two gentlemen, and that's because the murders would have occurred in separate counties. In Massachusetts, different counties can bring their own cases. The cases could be consolidated, but it's up to the prosecution and the judge. So this, as a starting point, means Hernandez would have to defend against multiple murder cases, which increases the odds that he would be convicted. The other big problem for Hernandez is that now prosecutors have a narrative that they lacked before for the death of Odin Lloyd. It was never clear why Aaron Hernandez would kill Odin Lloyd. We get the idea that he was upset about something, but the notion of murdering him over that was never established. Plus, there was no murder weapon, and the accomplices are either non-cooperative or not credible. Now prosecutors can say, look, we have a narrative. He killed Odin Lloyd to cover up the murders in Boston. Powerful evidence for the prosecution.
Michael, the fact that the DA says they have a murder weapon for the murders in Boston in July 2012, how does that change the scope of the case?
Well, by having a murder weapon, it certainly strengthens the case. The fact is, the possession of a weapon always makes a case easier to try, assuming, of course, it can be adequately linked to the person who was accused to have been the shooter. Whether or not that can be done remains to be seen, but it does strengthen the case by having the actual weapon.
The DA said Aaron Hernandez will be arraigned next week. Michael, what should we expect then?
We'll see him like he has been, probably fairly subdued as he's arraigned. He will plead not guilty, and the judge will tell him that this is a new process for him. This is a different county, and he is now facing separate murder charges. So it will be dramatic, maybe not as dramatic because we've seen this very scene before, but it's a further reminder that he is in a world of trouble, and for him to avoid going to prison for murder, plus he has these weapons charges, plus he allegedly beat up an inmate, to run the table and win on or defend himself in all of these cases, I think the odds are heavily stacked against him.
Michael, what about his cousin? Tanya Singleton had been granted immunity but refused to testify. How does that affect the case?
Well, she could be an important witness. We don't really know what she knows because of her refusal to testify. It helps Hernandez when individuals won't testify. Whether she's crucial to a conviction remains to be seen, but she apparently is loyal to him, and she's not going to cooperate with authorities.
Michael, you live in the Boston area. The idea that Aaron Hernandez could have played an entire season with the Patriots and received a contract extension after killing two people, allegedly, how badly does that reflect on the Patriots?
No, it's unbelievable, right? How could they have not have known, or maybe not known, known is too strong of a word, but have suspicions, have curiosity. How could Hernandez have lived this double life of a multiple-time murderer, if we believe these charges, while also being an NFL player? The idea that no one was curious, that no one looked into it, and that's not only about the New England Patriots. You can extend it to the Players Association. What duty do they have? How about the NFL? His teammates. The fact that he had a flop house in Franklin, Massachusetts, where Patriots players allegedly visited. It just seems as if so many people could have seen no evil and heard no evil. It just gets hard to believe after a certain point.